Betrayed by ex, pregnant wife becomes the sole love of a powerful millionaire, leaving him in regret. In a world where betrayal cuts deep and love emerges from the most unexpected places, follow the heart-wrenching journey of Isabella Monroe, a woman who thought she had it all, only to watch her dreams crumble at the hands of her deceitful ex-boyfriend, David Lancaster. Pregnant and alone, Isabella's future looked grim until a chance encounter with one of the most powerful millionaires in the city, Alexander Beaumont, changed her fate forever. Step into a tale of heartbreak and hope, sizzling passion and scandalous secrets, where powerful loyalties are tested and shocking twists lie around every corner. This is a story you won't want to miss. Isabella Monroe never imagined she would find herself sobbing on a cold marble floor, barely able to lift her head. The young interior designer had built a beautiful life, or so she believed, alongside her long-time boyfriend, David Lancaster. They lived in a quaint two-bedroom apartment on the outskirts of Boston, a place filled with art, books, and cherished memories of late-night cuddles and whispered secrets. But in a single moment, all that tranquility came crashing down. When she discovered David's explicit text messages to another woman, Isabella felt as though her heart had been ripped from her chest. David, ever the smooth talker, had always known how to make Isabella feel safe and adored. But as she read those texts, her faith in him disintegrated like old paper. Who was this Stephanie, proclaiming her love and planning romantic rendezvous at chic hotels? Worse, David had apparently been indulging in her affections for months, all the while returning home to Isabella as though nothing was amiss. The sense of betrayal coursed through Isabella's veins, boiling her blood and chilling her soul. Tears blurred her vision, and she clung to a family photo on the coffee table, Isabella and her late mother, Linda Monroe, who had passed away a year ago. Linda was the one person who would have known exactly what to say. Without her mother's guiding presence, Isabella felt more alone than ever. She sank deeper into despair, faint sobs escaping her throat. At that moment, David stepped into the apartment. "What's with all the crying?" he asked, sounding more inconvenienced than concerned. Isabella glared at him, brandishing her phone. "I read your messages, David. Don't even try to deny it." Her voice shook with rage and heartbreak. David's face paled. For a fleeting second, he looked ashamed, but then his mouth curled into a half-smirk, half-grimace. "Isabella, it's not what you think, not what I think," she spat, her tears glistening against her flushed cheeks. "You said you loved someone else, and you've been lying to me. You promised me forever, David." He tried to grab her hand, but she yanked it away. "I never asked you to wait around," he snapped, frustration evident. "Things got complicated. We grew apart. Stephanie just happened." The callousness behind his words was a brutal knife to Isabella's heart. Every memory, their first date at Tanglewood, their late-night ice cream runs, the stolen kisses in autumn leaves, felt like a cruel joke. The love she once believed in was gone, replaced by the harsh reality of a man who didn't care that she was breaking. "I'm leaving," she managed, summoning the last fragments of her dignity. "And don't you dare follow me." Grabbing her purse, Isabella fled the apartment, ignoring David's half-hearted pleas. Beneath the streetlights of Boston, her tears streamed, blending with the drizzle that coated the sidewalks. She had no idea where she would go. A single question hammered in her mind: what now? When morning arrived, Isabella found herself at her best friend Marina Campbell's doorstep. The moment Marina opened the door, her warm brown eyes were flooded with concern. Without a word, she pulled Isabella into a tight embrace. "I'm sorry," Marina whispered, guiding Isabella into the living room. "I never liked David, but I never thought he'd do this." Isabella sank into the plush couch, hugging a throw pillow as though it could shield her from the world. "I don't know what to do," she confided. "I poured my entire life into that relationship. I can't believe it's over, just like that." Marina made a pot of chamomile tea, their tradition, whenever life fell apart. The fragrant steam did little to soothe Isabella's nerves, but the warmth reminded her she wasn't alone. Marina's apartment was cozy, overflowing with trinkets from her travels. Photographs from Bali, postcards from Venice, pressed flowers from London. Each memory told a story of strength and independence, qualities that Isabella desperately needed right now. They sat side by side, sipping tea in silence. Finally, Marina cleared her throat. "Look, I know this is hard, but you deserve better. You're an incredible woman, Bella. You have talent, you have heart. Don't let David's betrayal overshadow everything you've worked for." Isabella's eyes brimmed with fresh tears. "But I gave him everything, Marina, and now I have nothing." Marina squeezed her shoulder reassuringly. "You have me, and you have a future that is wide open. Maybe this is a sign that there's someone else, someone who will respect and treasure you." The thought felt too abstract, too distant. Right now, all Isabella could think about was her broken heart. She pressed a hand against her abdomen, where a slight cramp caught her attention. She had been feeling off for a few days, chalking it up to stress. Now, with her world in pieces, a sense of dread began to form. Her period was late, very late. Inhaling sharply, Isabella locked eyes with Marina. I might be pregnant." The words trembled on her lips like a fragile confession. Marina's eyes widened. "Have you taken a test?" Shaking her head, Isabella stared at her feet. The reality of it was too overwhelming. Could life be this cruel, or was this some unexpected blessing? Marina jumped to her feet, grabbed her car keys, and rushed Isabella off to a nearby pharmacy. Within an hour, Isabella found herself sitting in Marina's bathroom, staring at a pregnancy test. 2 lines, positive. Fresh tears rolled down her cheeks, but this time they were tears of absolute terror. David's betrayal had already shattered her. How was she going to handle a pregnancy on top of everything else? And how would David react? Marina, hovering nearby, spotted the result and gently wrapped her arms around Isabella. "Whatever happens, I'm here for you. We'll figure it out." But Isabella's mind raced with questions. She had always wanted children, just not like this. Not with a man who had betrayed her, leaving her uncertain and alone. A swirl of conflicting emotions churned in her heart. Heartbreak, confusion, yet an odd flicker of protectiveness for the life forming inside her. Her life had taken a drastic turn. Now she would need every ounce of strength she had to face what lay ahead. Days passed in a blur of heartbreak and raw nerves. Isabella tried to call David to break the news. But every time she dialed his number, her stomach churned, and the phone slipped from her trembling hands. Finally, she mustered the courage to send him a text. "We need to talk. I have something important to tell you." He responded hours later with a simple, "I'll be busy this week, maybe next week." Fury ignited in Isabella's chest. She typed back, "It can't wait." He never replied. Her phone buzzed later that evening. Instead of David, it was a friend from her interior design firm, Anna McNeil. Anna was panicked. "Isabella, we have a potential client, a huge deal. Mr. Alexander Beaumont is building a new boutique hotel and needs a design team. He's a big name in real estate. He specifically asked for our firm after seeing some of your portfolio online." Breathing shakily, Isabella tried to wrap her head around the unexpected news. She had heard of Alexander Beaumont, a millionaire known for his philanthropic activities, savvy business sense, and rumored rebellious streak. He was the sole heir to the Beaumont real estate empire. His developments dotted major cities across the country. "That's great, but Anna, I'm a mess right now." Anna's voice softened. "I know what you're going through, Bella, but this project could put us on the map." and you need something to ground you. This might be the perfect distraction. Marina encouraged her to accept the offer as well. You can't let David's betrayal steal your career. You're talented. You deserve this. So, despite her personal turmoil, Isabella prepared for the meeting at the five-star Beaumont Hotel in downtown Boston. Her nerves were already frayed. Adding pregnancy hormones to the mix made her hands tremble more than usual. She arrived early, wearing a fitted navy blazer that concealed the barely noticeable bump. She took the elevator to the 42nd floor, heart pounding with each floor passed. When the doors opened, a pristine reception area greeted her. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the cityscape, and the entire room exuded quiet opulence. She approached the reception desk, introducing herself to the sharply dressed assistant. Within minutes, she was escorted to a spacious corner office. Alexander Beaumont stood by a large picture window, tall and poised, with an air of command that radiated even from a distance. When he turned around, Isabella was struck by the depth of his gaze, steel-grey eyes that seemed to read her soul in an instant. He gave a polite nod and gestured for her to sit. He was younger than she expected, perhaps in his early 30s.